as an American, you kind of feel like everyone's just like self-involved and apolitical and apathetic. But when push comes to shove, people want to live in a just world and they don't want to see fascism take over.
This is a deeper listen from listener-powered KEXP. It's the show where we talk with musicians about the thoughts and the experiences that shape their music. My name is Roddy Nickbor. Thanks for being here. And also, I want to start the show today by thanking you for contributing during KEXP's Fall Fund Drive. It means a lot to know that we have the backing of the people who listen to our podcasts and to our radio station. So thank you so much. Also want to point out that Emily Fox, the host for this show, is back in action, but she's just not on the show right now because she's diligently booking interviews with your favorite artists that you hear on KEXP. So she will be back in this podcast feed in a few weeks. Rest assured that she's here, and thank you for trusting me again in the meantime. Now, on to today's conversation. We have the Los Angeles post-punk trio Automatic, who released their third album last month. It's called Is It Now? Available on Stone's Throw Records.
Cut your hair with kitchen scissors. We look a different image. Secondhand on television. Shopping malls, they make it vicious.
This is Automatic's third album, following their 2022 sophomore album, Excess. KEXP's Martin Douglas recently spoke with all three members of the band about this new album and how touring influenced their sound and how they're finding joy in the polarized political climate in the United States.
I'm Lola and I play drums and do a little singing as well.
I'm Haley and I play bass.
I'm Izzy and I play synthesizer and sing also.
How did your relationship with Stone's Throw Records come about?
My brother-in-law, he goes by Matthew David. He runs this label called Leaving Records, and he was working at Stone's Throw at the time. And he was bringing in a lot of artists, and I think Stone's Throw was interested in us, and maybe Matthew brought us to them. I'm not really sure, but Peanut Butter Wolf is the owner, and he really has like a soft spot for like post-punk and sort of like 80s bands. And I think he really was excited about us.
I think the cool thing about you all being on Stone's Throw is that it was known as a rap label and then started bringing in other artists like Mild High Club. We're burning it down. Mind Sign, who is like not exactly hip hop, but not hip hop. And like now, for the past several years, you all think it's really cool that y'all are on Stone's Throw.
It's gotten more eclectic the last 10 years, and because Peanut Butter Wolf is like a vinyl head, so he's into all kinds of different genres and stuff. He just likes cool things.
Can you pinpoint the moment where you all were like, all right, it's time to start working on a new record? Like how much time had elapsed between tours? Was it immediately? Was it a couple weeks, a month?
I think we had to really just go from tour to writing right away because we just had little gaps in between tours. Like, for instance, we were recording between the Maria's tour, which was a 6-week-long tour in this last summer. So we really just had to squeeze it in, which I think a lot of artists these days have to do since there is such a demand for new music all the time, since we're also inundated with new music via streaming platforms and stuff.
Gotta feed the content monster.
Yep. Yeah, exactly. The endless appetite. Yeah, we're kind of from I guess more of a traditional, we work on albums, not necessarily singles. So it does take a little bit longer because we care about like continuity and our songwriting and stuff like that. We're not there to feed instant gratification.
Was there anything different in terms of process between how you recorded the new album, Is It Now, and your previous albums?
We did a little bit more of like live takes than we did in the past. So that lended itself to kind of like a warmer, more alive sound. Whereas like our past records are kind of like more cold, kind of like sample driven. That was like the biggest change that sort of arose out of working with a new producer, Lauren.
Yeah, and also this record we recorded in New York. So we had a set amount of time to finish the record, where before we were working with someone in Los Angeles and we could just kind of take our time, record a song here and there. This one was a bit more intense. I don't know, maybe a couple weeks, 3 weeks max for start to finish. And that puts the pressure on. Mixing like 17-hour days. Insane. Fun experience though.
He laid his eyes upon her, and so began the chase. 'Cause men want a free woman to stick her in a cage.
Haley, you mentioned your producer on this record, Lauren Humphrey. I read in the press release that he encouraged you all to play the songs live and loose. Do you prefer to tinker around in the studio, or would you rather just let it rip? Like, now that you've experienced both methods of working, which do you prefer?
I think I prefer the live and loose just because, yeah, I feel like it does capture something that feels more natural, and it's also fun to like develop our skills.
I agree. But I think it's fun to also have some elements of like looping and samples. I think the best is like combining the two. What about you, Lola?
Yeah, I think it is fun to do the live and loose thing. And it was cool to like push myself out of my comfort zone in that way. 'Cause I do like to like be prepared before. I'm not like a big jammer, you know? That being said, we did pretty much prepare all the songs. They were mostly complete before we went into the studio, but there was some stuff that wasn't. Lauren was really good at like helping us develop the songs. You know, just a little bit. There was like some kind of like percussion stuff to add, and we had versions of songs that we were kind of like, I don't know if this is like complete. And I think like he just added some ideas that made it sort of like a little cherry on top, you know? Bongo cherry on top. He played a lot of bongos.
I've seen y'all live a couple times now. The first time was opening for OCs, which I feel like is one of the best live bands in the world. Hard to not really level up on your live game when you're opening for them, you know, those 2 dozen dates, you know?
Yeah, he's a maniac in the best way.
You don't have a choice, so your body is a product. Is any of it real, or the things that you wanted? Take a look around, do you see what's underneath? Following a trend for a moment of relief.
Excess had an overarching theme of consumerism, and you all have said Is It Now is about finding a sense of joy amidst everything going on in the world right now. Do you think you could elaborate on that?
Yeah, I feel like the worse things become, politically, the worse things become, and the more right-wing everything gets, it becomes even more important to have a vision of what you want the world to be like, because, you know, there's not much room for like self-pity and like, you know, cynicism. That's like a luxury that we don't have, I think. So, you know, when your back's against the wall, you have to get your dukes up. Yeah, I don't know. It's inspiring to feel active and believe in something, which sounds hokey, but I don't know, it just seems to be the truth. Sat by the stairs, avoiding the crowd, serious airs, keep everyone out. For instance, living in Los Angeles in the past couple months with all the ICE raids going on, like Gestapo crap, the silver lining is seeing how people come together and support each other. And it's really nice to see that, because as an American, you kind of feel like everyone's just like self-involved and apolitical and apathetic. But I think that's a lie being fed to people in order to keep them that way. Because when push comes to shove, people want to live in a just world and they don't want to see injustice or fascism take over. So that is a silver lining, I think, of the nightmare that we're living in.
Gonna try not to launch into a rant there, but I totally, absolutely agree with you. Any personal favorite songs from the album?
I'm really liking Black Box right now. It kind of changes for me every week because I like a lot of them. But yeah, Black Box is a cool song.
Run, baby, run, all the damage has been done. Played with the winners, but really you're the one that's losing the fight. It happens all the time.
It'll be our focus track, which I don't really exactly know what that means, but...
Can you tell us what that means?
I was going to ask what a focus track is. I don't know what a focus track is.
It's just labeled gibberish.
It's like we wanted it to be a single, but it couldn't. So we're just like pretending it is still.
Something the label made up to placate us.
I like the song MQ9 a lot because I really like Haley's bass line. It's got a groovy feel. And the Trojan horse of it is that it's about drone bombing and critical of like the war industrial complex. So it's cool to have something that feels fun and groovy, but also makes a political point. Sneaky.
Never lay your cards on the table. Never wait to take your shot. Waving a fist over nature. Light 'em up, it's terror in the skies.
Yeah, I also forgot that I really like the song The Prize. It's just cool and dark vibes.
Scanning the shore for the heat of a constant flame. You're gonna learn what the cost of the future means. 7 sisters devour everything they face.
I'm really loving this album because like you can feel the immediacy of, you know, the liveness of it. So that's really cool. We have our guests pick out a song that they haven't been able to stop listening to. So if you had to pick a song that you absolutely love right now, could you tell me the name of the song, the artist who made it, and why it's your jam at the moment?
Usually I blank out when I'm asked something like this, but now I actually have an answer, so I'm excited. I saw Oben Jair recently. I forgot where he's from exactly, but he's an artist. He did a song with Little Sims. He did a song with Little Sims, so I'm really into him.
I do what I want, I do what I like, I know what face, I no fear nobody, nobody.
For like 6 months, I've had this like ADD hyper-focus obsession with the song Talk Down by Dijon. Even though he released a new record just now, but I'm just like totally stuck on this one song, like so crazy.
When you speak, I might bend to listen to you. Hallelujah. My God, windows fogging up in my car. Can we talk? Yeah.
I have been listening to that Orange Juice song. I guess I'm just a little too sensitive.
Guess I'm just a little too sensitive. Guess I'm just sensitive, guess I'm just a little too sensitive for you.
That was A Deeper Listen. And by the way, we can answer that ephemeral question posed in Automatic's new album. Is it now? The answer is yes, of course it's now. Seize this moment to review this podcast or tell a friend about it in real life. And also now is a good time to donate to KEXP if you're not already an amplifier. Because even though our fund drive just wrapped up, we'll always be grateful for your financial support of this show and everything we do at KEXP. Plus, we still have thank you gifts that you can check out as a way of saying thank you for donating. You can get a t-shirt, sweatshirt, beanie, lots of different things. So please consider becoming a supporter at just $10 a month at kexp.org/deeper. I also want to thank Martin Douglas for producing this interview. I want to thank Janice Headley, who designed the graphic for the webpage, and Matt Ogaz for mastering the audio. I'm Roddy Nickbor, thanking you for taking a deeper listen. Take care.